So the altcoin plot thickens. Well, maybe not a plot for most, but for some, it definitely is. MXC seems to be no different. This morning, like Monday morning and Tuesday morning, the two mornings before, we tried to sell off our tokens with the MXC Foundation. And we're not able to do so. Let's talk about why MXC is not letting people take the tokens right now. Before I begin this video on MXC, I just want to say this. I got to get a little bit of history for those first time coming in. MXC Foundation basically is a low-end type of radio wave that is, their purpose is to hook up devices, IoT devices known as Internet of Things. And these IoT devices would create then a smart home, a smart city, if you will, etc., right? Smart park, whatever you want. And so they want to be the system that hooks up all these IoT devices, a lot like the Helium project and other projects out there. So when we're talking about MXC Foundation, this is what we're talking about, is a company that sells devices. You pay nearly $3,000 for a device, just under $3,000 for a device. You hook up and you're promised for hookup to have an amount of tokens given to you for providing the network for other third parties to come on and use for these different IoT devices we talked about, create the smart homes, smart cities, and connect to all your smart devices. So where we're coming from is the aspect of those who have purchased those miners, those hotspots that help create that network for them to be able to sell to third parties. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, is the tokens that we've earned or that we've purchased as like shares, if you will, in the company to support the company are now being locked up when you're trying to purchase those. And that's what we're going to talk about today about the MXC Foundation. Let's get into the video. Well, I don't know if it's buyer beware or I told you so from all those who talked to us and those against. You know, there's those outlets out there like Tactical Investing and others. I don't remember the guy's name, kind of the pointy hair. That just, the guy that plays the doctor too, I don't remember his name. And, you know, I used to listen to these guys. But these guys just seem to shill all these projects. And very, very few of the projects they've shilled have come to fruition. Now, what do they have to lose? They don't have a lot of money in these projects. They get this bonus from the actual provider. Now, the point is, MXC is amongst those that were shilled. Now, we're all responsible for doing our own homework. That's the bottom line. Yes. But people get, your homework gets shortened when all of a sudden there's a mad rush to buy these devices. If you do your proper homework, you don't get a device. Or you're on a waiting list for over a year, and by the time you get the device, it's already run its course. Its waves already hit the shore, like it did with Helium. So MXC, we tried on Monday to liquidate one of our Datadash wallets. Just not having a lot of faith in what I'm seeing with MXC. Though we just did a Chat GPT video on MXC. Goes to show that the Chat GPT series that we're doing, we're putting them out there for you guys to hear. Not that we agree with everything that's being said, but what you can see though with ChatGPT and the AI that they're not up to date. In other words, they're also most probably controlled by the data that's being put out there for them to feed off of, right? So all these projects have been coming up as positive, positive, positive. Very few I've run into are negative. And maybe they're not positive. Maybe they say they have a real plausibility. And there are some there. We'll understand some stuff when we talk about that with Planet Watch, a series we did there. Anyway, MXC would not allow us to sell, would not allow the transaction to take place. We wrote them finally today. This just a bit ago. They got back to us, stated that, well, because you wanted to sell all your tokens, which was only about I'll be honest with you, it wasn't that much money, but maybe you might think it is. But it's about $5,000 worth of tokens. I wanted just to liquidate those tokens out. And they said that it flared up a new type of security system. So just beware that there's a new security system on MXC. Now, we've gone back and tried to find any announcements of a new security system on when you go to buy. They didn't tell anybody about this. So somehow they've implemented in their centralized little group there, they've implemented a new security system. You see my cameras for the sun is kind of fading here. I apologize for that. So they've implemented a new security system that we didn't know about. Did you guys know about this? Please write your comments down below. I'd like to see or hear. While you're down there, make sure your subscription is up to date. It is free. Please subscribe. Hit the bell, notification bell. And if I'm out of town working, we're always trying to get videos out to you. Whether we do them with ChatGPT, kind of experiments, we'll come back and roll with them with us because there's some information there, and we'll come back and review all that. But my point being with ChatGPT, they're not up to date. MXC, nobody knows of this. I think we'll go back and ask ChatGPT what they know about this, and we'll come back and maybe do a video on that too. But beware that MXC is not letting you make transactions. Now, maybe smaller ones, I don't know. We didn't try that. But, and maybe I'll have my accountant try that. But any large transaction like $5,000, apparently it flags. What I fear is this, because they said in 10 days. Here's what I fear now. Conspiracy theory, whatever you want to call it, I don't trust them anymore. This is kind of like the final icing on the cake for me. So I'm dumping my MXC. I'm out. I'll keep my miners hooked up, and maybe I'll make my 1 cent or 10 cents a day, and if it comes back around, I can always buy back into it. But I don't think they have a real solution in 4G. The future's 5G. And the fact that they're not allowing you to actually come in and, now these are my feelings, right? I'm not a financial advisor, but the fact that they're not allowing you to come in and remove your money like they did before, or cash out your tokens from the Datadash Wallet, that also is a red flag for me. Now, they're not alone in that, because we had an issue with Gala, trying to get our Gala tokens out off of Binance. If anybody knows how to get around that, let us know. We can't pull it off our cold wallet into Gala, so I'm stuck with all my Gala tokens, and I can't do anything with it. We were going to move it around. And there's others, right? QTech, you can't even find a platform to get at QTech. As well as, I'm noticing a lot of these altcoins now just being dumped off of exchanges because of the SEC regulations and the recent announcement of even more suits on more crypto platforms, blockchain platforms, against more blockchain platforms. Spit that out, right? Yeah, so anyway, MXC is a concern to me. We'll see, they said 10 days. Now here's what I feel like is going to happen. Tomorrow will be 9 days. People will try to get out. Next day will be 8 days. So what they'll do is bring everybody in every 10 days or so. And then maybe a time period. I mean, I could be all wet on this. And then that day they let everybody liquidate, but they also drop a token. Kind of like what Planet Watch did. Planet Watch made everybody to get their refunds back for the licenses. Made us all wait till a certain month. Well, that month Planet Watch just hits like, it was the lowest it had ever been since its inception, coming up to that point, right? Not kind of today, right? So then they let us cash out, so we lost a bunch of money there. These kind of scam projects are what the SEC and their regulators say they need to, to help us prevent happening. And you're right, but we don't need them doing it. We need to do it. We need to be the ones to say, no, prove yourself first. And there's got to be a way to do that. And my hope is that it gets better over time. So be careful, MXC, you guys. Let me know what your experience with them. But our experience is that they're not letting you get your money out. So be careful of that. DeFi IoT, we'll talk to you next video.